And we're coming back. A raucous crowd here. The Cougars sidelines stamping their feet, trying to cheer their team on. 1st and 10. Shelton rolls to the right. Good containment, cuts inside, still picks up about 6 yards right there. San Marcos had that diagnosed and smelled out, but this Cougars offense is just so good and so strong running that ball.
Yeah, and so far, just in this second half, you've already seen the Cougars run for over 100 yards on just 9 carries. Very successful off that right side.
2nd down and 4. Toss, Evans coming out to the left. He finds a seam. Boy, I don't know how he avoided all those tacklers. There were 3 white jerseys right there, and suddenly he was through them for a big gain.
Yeah, it's a definition of exploding through the hole. He knows he has nothing here. Watch him squeeze his shoulders to get inside and then fight through the contact. Very impressive running.
Austin Michael comes off the field with a little limp there for the Cougars, and there goes Evans coming off.
160 yards on 17 carries for Evans.
That's pretty impressive. I don't care who you are. 1st and 10 at the Rattler 43. Shelton to his left. A lot of room this time. They get brought down inside the 40, about 8 yards there.
Yep, and you look at Shelton's runs in the second half. Runs of 9, 5, 6, and 1. He also in the first half on design runs 12 and 7. Only 1 design run all ball game that has went for 1 yard or less. Has even went for 5 yards or less.
I think we're going to see Evans is back in there. With all the fumble problems the Cougars have had, Shelton and Evans have been the ones. Oh, handoff to the up man. And he leaps over his blockers, picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, it's a few times that we've seen that up man be able to catch the defensive front a bit off guard and be able to punch through for a handful of yards. Again there, a nice punch through to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the Rattler 35-yard line. Rattlers still need 2 scores. They got to get a stop. Evans gets pushed backwards. They're still going to give him a couple yards of forward progress.
Yep, and if you're Canyon, you got to like the situation. You know that you've ran the ball well all ball game. Now you're knocking on the door. If you can pull even, maybe get that extra point, 2-point conversion, you can have the confidence that you can leave here with a victory. If you're San Marcos, right now is when you might have to start having a few risky calls. Try to make a play because you know that this game's going to get shortened with a few more 1st downs.
Rolling out. Shelton, gets a big block, and he's going to be, looks like about a yard short. Oh, great block right there, and slow to get to his feet, Michael Graves. He got blasted.
Yeah, and you've seen great blocking up front. This Canyon offensive line, probably the biggest offensive line we've seen all season long, and they've blocked so well throughout this ball game. Already have over 250 yards rushing as a squad.
Substitutions made there, and they're helping off an injured player, and they're going to measure. So San Marcos is going to take the opportunity to get some guys a little drink and a breather.
Yep, and I think it's worth pointing out, too, that the Rattlers have the luxury that, David Hamilton, a lot of play, as you see it, just short there, and it's going to force a little down to go opportunity, just inches. But David Hamilton playing on the offensive side, not really having to play much cornerback because not much of a pass threat for the ball team in Canyon.
So we've been talking about the playoff implications all night. If San Marcos wins this game by more than 18 points, they are in regardless. If they win, they can still get some help. If they win and Converse Judson beats New Braunfels, you'll have a 3-way logjam of teams at 2 and 3 who all beat one another. New Braunfels, Canyon, and San Marcos. San Marcos would need some help there. So both of these teams, they still want to win. If Canyon wins it, they're in scot-free. Toss on 3rd down. Evans has the 1st down. He is going to the house.
What a run there by Evans.
You sell out on that short yardage. It's a risk you take. If you don't make that stop at the line of scrimmage, you can be in trouble.
Yep, now you can count them up 188 yards on just 19 carries in. 2 huge second half scores off of the feet of Jabril Evans.
So now the Cougars are going to try to go for 2 to tie this game up. This is a big 2-point conversion here because San Marcos could keep that lead. Toss to Evans. No problem.
Yep,
Boy, he is unstoppable.
Right now, Evans with that offensive line, it's going to be hard to stop him, as it looks like, and it's sort of what we spoke about. Once the third and fourth quarters come, it's really hard to continue to tackle a guy that's been running his head into you all day long. First 10 carries for Evans, just 60 yards. Here in the second half, he has had 8 carries. It went for a total of 128 yards.